Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be every single thing you need to know about Battlefield 2042 Season 7. This includes full detailed explanations on the patch notes and the upcoming changes. So without any further delay, if you enjoy this sort of content and want to see more of it, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. A lot of you might watch my content regularly and think you're subscribed, but you actually aren't. So if you want to check, it only takes one click. I really do appreciate all of you guys that do that and all the support on the videos recently. It has been kind of refreshing. The past 5 months of the Battlefield content drought for me and many other creators have been a bit of a hellscape, and it's just nice to see that we actually have some stuff to talk about now. Alright, without any further delay, Battlefield 2042 Season 7 is coming out on March 19th. As of this video, Season 7 is not released yet, so just to clear up any confusion about that. For those of you that didn't watch my previous videos or maybe aren't informed on what's happening with Season 7 or what it includes, Season 7 includes 2 maps, 3 weapons, 1 gadget, a battle pass, and all the other regular things you would expect in a Battlefield season. The one new map is called Haven, and it is located in the Atacama Desert in Chile, and the second map, which really isn't new, is a redo of Hourglass's stadium that was omitted from Hourglass a very long time ago. DICE has gone in and redone the entire innards of the stadium, and that will be the second standalone map for Season 7. Season 7 also includes 3 new weapons, 1 new gadget, a battle pass, and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, the stadium map and one of the brand new weapons will be drip-fed to us, so we'll be receiving that content, quote-unquote, later in Season 7, making Season 7 actually the season that releases with the least amount of content since Battlefield 2042's launch, which is very disappointing and a controversial point about Season 7 right now. The new weapons that we will be receiving are the AK-5C from Battlefield 4, the SCZ-3, which is the CZ-3A1 from Battlefield 4, and the DFR Strife LMG. The DFR Strife LMG will be the weapon that will be withheld from us until quote-unquote later in the season, and the new gadget that is being added in Season 7 is the Predator SRA. Yes, the wire-guided, shoulder-fired missile from Battlefield 4. So I think they're really trying to pull to their Battlefield 4 roots here with these additions to the game, trying to maybe nostalgia pill people a little bit, but that's totally fine. The only addition I disagree with is the addition of the SRA. I think adding the SRA just compounds existing issues in the game. We already have enough launchers to begin with. And the last piece of actual content being added in Season 7 is the new vehicle, which is called the XFAD-4 Draugr. This is going to be a stealth bomber sort of plane, but unfortunately, this piece of content is also being drip-fed to us and will come later in a Season 7 update. So it's very unfortunate. Most of the content being added is actually being withheld. Switching gears and talking about the actual changes coming in Season 7, they are redoing a lot of the recoil animations and adding more visual recoil to Battlefield 2042 to, quote, add a more immersive and punchy weapon feel while firing your weapons. This is a divisive topic in the community. I personally hate visual recoil. I don't think it needs to be added, but it remains to be seen how irritating this visual recoil system is going to be to deal with. My personal fear is that it messes with some of the screen center and some of the accuracy aspects of gunplay, and I will be extensively testing that once Season 7 releases. So if you want to see that video, definitely subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. It'll probably be one of the first videos that I put out after Season 7 releases. Now, I have to be honest, with the exclusion of the visual recoil changes, the majority of what DICE is changing or adding in Season 7 is actually really good. And one of these changes includes rebalancing of headshot multipliers, which has needed to be done for an extremely long time. Some people are misinterpreting this change as a quote-unquote blanket time to kill change, and people are worried that this is Battlefield 5 update 5.2 all over again, where they updated the game and just destroyed the TTK. Let me just guarantee you guys that is not what is happening in this specific update. Absolutely not. Don't freak out. All DICE is doing with these headshot multiplier changes is making sure that you don't basically instantly die to specific categories of weapons. As of right now, a lot of weapons can actually two-shot headshot you, and that is a sub 50 millisecond instant death, which feels really bad. The specifics of these changes are as follows. For ARs and LMGs, their headshot multipliers are being reduced from 2.15x to 1.9x, and SMGs are seeing their headshot multipliers increased from an abysmal 1.25x to 1.55x. This overall should be an improvement to how the game feels. And the last thing I will mention about these headshot multiplier changes is something that I was confused about yesterday. DICE specifically stated that these headshot multiplier changes for ARs and LMGs should remove the ability for ARs and LMGs to two-shot headshot you, and instead require you to hit 3 headshots in order to kill someone. But in yesterday's video, I pointed out that if you use a weapon that does 28 damage, even with the new 1.9x headshot multiplier, it still two-shot headshots you. But DICE has come out today and clarified that they will be reducing the damage of the weapons that deal 28 damage to 26 to guarantee that you cannot be two-shot headshot. The weapons that this affects are as follows. This affects the SFAR, the AK-24, LCMG, RPT-31, M60E4, M240B, AC-42, RM68, GEW-46, and lastly the ACWR. Moving ahead to the vehicle changes coming in Season 7, DICE has pointed out that ground vehicles face way too many threats, and in order to partially remedy this, they are increasing the hack time for RAW, and they're also completely removing the Casper drone EMP functionality. Additionally, they are reducing the amount of C5 the Assault class can carry from 3 to 2, making the Engineer class the only class in the game with access to the ability to carry 3 C5. They are also nerfing anti-tank mines in a very small way. Anti-tank mines will now take 2 seconds to activate upon being thrown, so that you can't just run up to a tank and instantly destroy it by spamming mines. On top of that, flares are seeing a slight nerf. They're seeing their cooldown increased from 12 seconds to 14 seconds. This should give the infantry a little more downtime to recover. The Wildcat AA gun is also seeing some slight changes. They're reducing the range of its main cannon from 700 meters to 550 meters. They're totally removing the 40mm cannon from the Wildcat, and they're removing the ability for the Y-axis on the lock-ons. So if you're using AA missiles, the Y-axis will no longer sort of magnetize and start a lock-on, so you have to be more accurate while trying to lock onto a vehicle. Additionally, all turreted vehicles, such as the Wildcat, MBTs, that sort of thing, they have seen their turret speeds increased across the board, and they will generally just feel a lot better in this update, although the Tor tank remains the exact same. And the final thing that I will mention in the vehicle / sort of class balance section here, the Engineer class is definitely going to be focused as the main anti-vehicle role. As such, DICE is increasing the amount of ammo you can carry for RPGs and recoilless rifles by 1. And DICE also stated in a later update they will be revisiting the system repair and Irish APS changes, and apparently Crawford's trait will also benefit from these changes in a future update. Moving on to the actual specific patch notes. We're 8 minutes into this video, and we're getting into patch notes just now. So if you're still watching this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's go over these specific changes. In the progression section, when you wipe a squad by killing its last remaining member, you will now receive a squad wipe XP bonus. I thought that was already in the game. Apparently it's not. In the Battlefield Portals section, they have fixed several headshot multipliers on 1942 weapons, the Thompson Sten STG-44, P-38, and M2 carbine. In the vehicle section, they have lowered the explosion damage of the anti-vehicle rocket pod on jets to ground armored vehicles by 15%. Apparently, this change does not affect transport vehicles. They've also increased the damage air vehicles receive when colliding with certain objects. They have nerfed flares. The cooldown rate for flares has been increased by 2 seconds from 12 to 14. They've increased the damage regular bullets deal to light air vehicles, such as the Nightbird. They've improved instances of anti-vehicle rocket pods not registering damage at all. And they have increased the time RAW takes to hack a vehicle a second time from 10 seconds all the way to 12.5 seconds. This does not mean RAW takes 12.5 seconds to hack a vehicle, by the way. This is simply how often he can hack the vehicle. So he can hack the vehicle every 12.5 seconds now. They have also improved turret sensitivity for all turreted vehicles, like I mentioned previously, and the Wildcat has seen a slew of changes here. They've increased engine power to allow for a better acceleration. They have increased the turret ring HP, so it's not disabled as easily. They've removed the 40mm cannon. They have lowered the default cannon range from 700 meters to 550 meters. They have lowered the delay for turret recovery from 10 to 5 seconds, and they have lowered the duration of turret recovery from 10 to 8 seconds. In the Specialists and Gadgets section, the vertical spotting distance of the tugs has been decreased. They have lowered the amount of C5 that the Recon and Assault classes can carry from 3 to 2. They have removed Casper Drone's EMP. Anti-tank mines will now take 2 seconds to arm before they're allowed to detonate. And incendiary grenades, when thrown through a smoke grenade, will no longer be disabled. It kind of makes you wonder how many incendiary grenades people threw at you that just got accidentally disabled by a bug. And last but certainly not least, in the Specialist and Gadgets section, they have fixed a projectile inconsistency while using the RPG against fast-moving vehicles that would cause the RPG to not register any damage. Moving on to the final section of this video, the weapons section. A lot of the stuff I would have already gone over, but just for consistency's sake, I might as well go over it again. DICE has updated visual recoil. They have changed headshot multipliers. They have increased the ADS move speed on these specific weapons. 10% for the K30, MP9, P90, and AC9, and 5% for the PP2000 and PBX. They have also increased hipfire accuracy for the P90, K30, MP9, AC9, and AKS-74U. They have buffed the spread reset for the AC9 and the P90. The bullet velocities for the AK-74U, P90, and PP2000 have been increased. The PP29, however, has seen a 10% decrease from 520 meters a second to 450 meters a second. Spread has been reduced by 10% for the M240B, M60, and Type 88, and the M5A3 will now be approximately 10% more accurate due to spread changes. I mentioned this previously, but I might as well go over this again. They have reduced the CQC damage for LMGs and ARs from 28 to 26 to prevent 2 headshot kills. This affects the SFAR, AK-24, LCMG, RPT, M60, M240B, AC-42, RM68, GW46, and ACWR. They have completely realigned the iron sights for the MP9, PP2000, AM40, PKP, and VHX, and they have improved the location of scope glint for multiple scopes and weapons, making it more accurately represented. The AC-42 has some interesting specific changes to it. Quote, spread has been reduced for the first burst, but spread reset has been tweaked so that it doesn't fully reset between bursts when firing at close to maximum RPM. When firing in controlled bursts and compensation for recoil, it will be possible to hit with higher accuracy over longer ranges. It now behaves closer to the other burst firing weapons and should provide a good boost to usability at all ranges. End quote. The damage curve for the AC-42 has also been tweaked. They've reduced the damage from 26 to 25 for 0 and 30 meters for high-power ammo, standard issue ammo, and subsonic ammo. The standard issue ammunition type has seen its damage reduced from 22 to 20 between 50 and 75 meters. Subsonic ammunition has seen its damage increased from 18 to 20 between 50 and 75 meters. And high power ammo has seen its damage increased from 18 to 19 between 100 and 149 meters. And it's also been increased from 15 to 17 for 150 meters and beyond. The Glock has, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, been nerfed. I know, it's just so sad. The damage for the Glock has been reduced from 28 to 24 between 0 and 30 meters. This means that it will take the Glock 1 extra bullet to kill. The MP28 has seen its damage reduced from 28 to 24 between 30 and 74 meters. The PF51 has seen a massive increase of 30% to its hipfire accuracy, but its ADS accuracy has been decreased by 15%. The M93R has also seen its hipfire accuracy drastically increased by 30% as well. The 12M Auto has finally been nerfed. The short barrel attachment, when it's equipped, will increase your spread by 25% horizontally, and this will reduce its effectiveness pretty drastically at range. Body armor has seen some changes. The body armor gadget will now add extra protection against buckshot and flechette ammo. It is important to note that this extra protection will only apply when the projectiles hit your torso, and it will not apply when you hit the limbs or the head. And we're coming to the home stretch here, ladies and gentlemen. The Government 4570 has seen a massive buff. Its damage has been increased between 0 and 49 meters from 35 damage all the way up to 60 damage, and its damage between 50 and 150 plus meters has been increased from 28 to 35. This means that the Government 4570 will two-shot you in the chest between 0 and 49 meters, and it's a guaranteed 3-shot at all ranges past 50 meters. I'm actually happy to see that change because the Government 4570 for the longest time has been such an irrelevant weapon, and it's good to see that it's going to be usable now. And finally, the final change I will mention in this video. Scope glint has been completely removed from all 4X scopes. All scopes with a magnification of 6 and above will still have scope glint. And if you aren't sure what scope glint is, it is that giant white light that you see when a sniper is aiming at you. So if you found this video informative, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will be streaming Season 7 every single day at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/enders, first link in the description. Join the Discord, follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram. All links are in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Grenade out, take cover. Tango down. I got this.